Hello everyone, how are you? Here to talk about Van Helsing Season 5, the final episodes. I was not a big fan of the first half of Season 5, like I said in my last video I did a few months ago. How the whole first three parts of the show, the season was freaking Jack going back to the freaking Robin Hood days. Time travel shit, and it was so awful to watch. It took me quite a while to watch the full episodes because it was badly well done. And just the actors too that was playing the characters, just like the dialogue, the accent, it wasn't good mixed. They could have done without the time travel episodes. That was even to start off the season. I don't know what producer decided to do that, a director. They didn't slap across the face. Anyways, now on to the second half of Van Helsing Season 5, I'm calling this recap. It got a little better, but there were still a few mistakes made. For instance, they come across a church. And there's priests inside the church. And apparently the ancestors for back of the people back in the Robin Hood days that Jack time traveled. And there's where Jack's been this entire time. She's been inside of a casket, comatose-like, in a sleep spell with scrolls that apparently are a way to defeat Dracula that she got back when she time traveled. So, she gets well awakened from her sister there. Because she bites her, because remember her Jack and her sister have the ability to turn people that are vampires back to human, stuff like that. They end up realizing that they got the compass, they got the book, they got the scrolls, but they're missing an amulet. They find that eventually, and then they realize in order to defeat Dracula, to weaken her, not to kill her, they need to turn the Oracle back to human again. Well, the Oracle is like one of the main villains in the first 4 seasons of Van Helsing. The Oracle, she's like the evil vampire wizard witch one. I liked her. And Sam and that, of course. So they take the fight to her. They weaken her. She gets away, so they go after her again. And on the way, Julius dies, which is, to me, I'm not a big fan of this. Julius, when I watched the show, I liked him. For being a bad vampire general, to becoming human again, to try to redeem himself for all the bad things he's done as being a vampire. Stuff like that. Well, along the way to take out the Oracle, to turn human again and defeat Dracula, they're attacked by the Uber Vamps. These mutation vampires are super strong in that Doc X they created in the laboratory bunker. Julius dies killing the last one because he had an overdose on the drug to defeat it. That's what I didn't like. Julius deserved a lot better send-off on the show than to die by being overdosed on the drug to kill a normal vampire, like the Uber Vamp. If they were going to kill him off, they should have had him die when they fought Dracula or the Oracle. Not just a random Uber Vamp. It was, to me, a big letdown of his character on the show. That guy deserved a better send-off than what they given him on the show. I was very disappointed. I'm not the only one. I read online. There are a fair lot of people that were disappointed how Julius died on the show as well. Anyways, they end up attacking the Oracle. Vanessa somehow gets free from the Dark Dimension thanks to the help of Axel. And apparently during her time in the Dark Dimension, they don't explain this at all, but apparently she learns of a spell how to possess people. So she decides to possess one of Dracula's top new lieutenants in her soldier line. While Axel and them do all the dirt, basically all the hard work, she's got it basically made easy. Eventually, they turn the Oracle human, but she's still psychotic. And she gets all these memories of the stuff she's done throughout the years as being evil and that. So she jumps off a building and, that's the end of Oracle. So then they realize, well, crap, we needed her apparently to defeat Dracula. Then all of a sudden, Vanessa shows up in the possessed body. And then she comes out of it, being her normal self. And she reads the dead Oracle's mind. And she learns how to complete the spell and all this. Apparently you find out you didn't need the Oracle to be human after all. I guess they had to turn her human. But the way they're talking about they need her to be on their team. But I guess not. That was the other thing that was confusing. Like, did she need to be on the team? Or did she not need to be on the team? Know what I mean? They take the fight to Dracula. Jack, Vanessa, and Violet bite her and weaken her enough. But Dracula escapes the body that she possessed when she was awakened in the end of season 4, which was the President of the United States body. So she takes over Vanessa's body. And during this fight, she unleashes the spell that turns anybody human into vampires. But for some reason, Exo is immune from this spell, which I didn't understand at all, because the spell was turn all humans into vampires. Why was Axel immune from it? Maybe because he was a former vampire at one point, maybe. Then human again, I don't know. They didn't clarify that. They end up defeating Dracula. Vanessa tricked Dracula when she went inside and possessed her body because she did the spell, which trapped Dracula inside of her. So Vanessa basically falls into a coma to kill Dracula, so she can't get out. And that's how the show ends. Vanessa's in a coma. Axel stands guard over her body like he was doing in season 1. That part I did like how they ended the show. This thing where how they introduced Axel and Vanessa in season 1. Jack and Violet, the sisters, they go off the separate ways to live a normal life. Everybody's human now. There's no more vampires in existence. And Ivory, the former vampire sisterhood one that turned human and was helping them. She finds out there's a few other sisterhood vampires, now humans, alive, scattered throughout Earth. And her goal, her life mission now is to go find them and teach them the right ways of life, not the wrong ways. So there you have it, folks. I was a big disappointment fan of Van Helsing season 5. I love the show until season 5. I think it's because of COVID and they had to shut production down, so it was a few years till we got season 5. So I think when they finally got the green light to go ahead and start making the last season, they just rushed it all. And they made mistakes, and some of it, like I said, didn't make sense. And the way Julius died was disappointing. And that, like, to me, that was what ruined the series for me, the last season. Let me know below if you were just as disappointed with season 5 of Van Helsing as I was, or did you like it? Were you happy with how Julius died? Or were you like me and a few other people, how disappointed they were? Like, he should have lived to the end or get killed fighting Dracula or something like that. And what about Doc? Apparently she's just going to be in that underground laboratory, I guess, for the rest of her life, I guess. There was no worry, it didn't clarify what happened to Doc there at all. That's what I mean by being rushed. You know what I mean? They should have took time with this show, not just rush it. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.